So I've never actually seen the Transporter movies with Jason Statham. So yeah, I don't see why I need to at this point. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment, and today I'm going to be talking about the film The Transporter Refueled. As I said earlier, I had never seen a Transporter movie, not the trilogy with Jason Statham, and had I not been doing these reviews, I probably wouldn't have seen this one, and I kind of wish I hadn't. This is a reboot of the Transporter trilogy, which did star Jason Statham. He is nowhere in this film, which would have probably helped it a little bit. Instead, we have Skrein. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. If I'm not, I apologize. But he is the new Transporter. He does fine acting. I can't really tell when actors are bad actors because I'm not an actor, so I can't tell these things. I thought he did fine as the new Transporter. Again, no knowledge of the history of this franchise at all, so I don't know if the villain is a recurring character. I don't know if any of the characters are recurring ones that I should know histories behind. But he did fine in the role, I thought. He shot guys and beat people up and was a badass, so that's kind of all you have to expect from this kind of movie. Stevenson is his father, and he is a retired spy of some sort, and so their chemistry I did enjoy throughout the film, because just at the very beginning when they're just kind of going back and forth, you can tell that his father is kind of disappointed with like the career choice that he's taken and just how he does things and operates. So I did like that part of the film. It worked for me. It was kind of funny and comical, and I did enjoy their chemistry. And then as they're talking one night, Lone who plays kind of the leader of this group of women who are trying to get revenge on men who put them into prostitution work for a number of years of their lives, and so they're trying to get revenge on them by taking money from their bank accounts. That's what this movie is, pretty much. I'll go over the good stuff about this film before I really crap on it, because there are good things about this film. As usual with action films, the choreography is always really impressive for me, because just seeing these actors kind of just put out all these moves and everything kind of works together very fluidly, it's always very impressive to me. I never think that the choreography team ever gets enough credit for these things. And so yeah, choreography, very well done. The fight scenes looked very good for what I could see. Editing wise, they were very choppy because you couldn't really tell what was happening a lot of the time, because it's just cutting to different parts. It like leaves you seeing for like half a second and goes to something else, and before you know it, you don't really know what happened and how he took down all these guys in about 5 seconds. The bad guys though, okay, for a movie which is basically like a spy movie of sorts, you would think that the bad guys, or the guys who they're taking down, would be a little bit more mean, but they don't really do anything that bad in this part of the movie. Yes, they're bad people, but we don't really see them committing bad acts. They're just kind of going about their day and not doing anything actually terrible. And so just seeing these people just kind of go in, rob them, and leave, not really taking any actual revenge outside of just stealing their money, it didn't really work. There wasn't any sense of tension. It's like, oh, we stole their money, and now they're kind of bickering amongst each other. Oh darn. And then the head bad guy doesn't do anything throughout the whole course of the movie. He just kind of sits there, takes phone calls, and learns that there's these people messing with his business, and doesn't do anything until the very end. And then he still doesn't really do anything that's really that good. Him and the Transporter has some sort of military background history together. I don't know if that's explained in the trilogy. I don't care. It didn't seem to really make that much of a difference. I kind of got the gist of it throughout their small amounts of interaction. And then a lot of the plot didn't really make sense. Like I said before, Stevenson, his character, is supposed to be like this ex-spy person. He gets kidnapped twice. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, but he gets kidnapped twice. Very quickly. It doesn't even seem like he puts up a fight. If he's an ex-spy who did this job for 30-some years probably, you'd think he'd be able to hold his own and not get just taken just like that. It just didn't make sense to me. It's like, make him an actual just regular human being if he's going to get taken that easily. I don't want to go into too much, because if you are actually going to go check out this film, I don't want to spoil stuff for you. But the interactions that he has with The kidnappers didn't really fit into what would be realistic. A lot of the action sequences ultimately didn't really make realistic sense. Like, no one is actually going to be able to pull that stuff off. There's a point where Ed Skrein is like jumping through a car window to take someone out. No one can actually do that well unless you're just really, really, really good, which I guess he is to some degree. And ultimately, I didn't care about anything that was really happening in this film. Yes, you're supposed to care, like, oh, there's these women who are getting revenge on their prostitution head kingpin people. Obviously, yeah, prostitution, very bad thing. Very much against it, and like the sex trafficking and whatnot. But I didn't care about any of the characters in this film, really, and the plot just didn't really seem to make a lot of sense. Usually I'm not that critical about stuff, but just all this stuff really stood out to me. There's a small twist in like the last 15 minutes of the movie, which I did find kind of amusing because it kind of tied everything together and kind of forced the plot forward. There's a lot of things that just force the plot forward, but ultimately, I mean, if you turn your brain off and just sit there and like to see random action, you'll probably like this movie. Generally, that's how I watch action movies, but for some reason I was much more critical with this one. And so, yeah. Transporter Refueled, I don't care about it. It's not that good. I'm probably never going to watch the original trilogy. I'm sure it's fine. But if it's anything like this, I don't really care about it. So, those are my thoughts on Transporter Refueled. Let me know what you guys thought about the film down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Once again, if you so choose, I appreciate it immensely. And as always, rank people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.